So this is how you can lose 5 kilo by Christmas. This is using some of the same features that I'd use to set up with my clients and give them the same guidance. So the goal is to lose 5 kilo by Christmas. This doesn't matter if you're busy, unmotivated, or don't know where to start. I promise you there won't be any fad diets, no cardio marathons, and just a system that will work to get 5 kilo off. Everyone says they'll start in January, which is why they never change. Everybody's waiting for the perfect time. Everybody's waiting for next Monday. You need to pull your finger out and get it done. So this guide flips that. You'll start now. So by Christmas, you feel leaner, lighter, and more confident. And I'll walk you through the exact process that my clients would follow to lose 5 kilo before Xmas. A big thing is your calorie setup. You need to know your calories. Fat loss only happens when you're in a calorie deficit. And this means that you're eating less food than your body is burning. So let's set yours up properly. We're going to forget the guesswork and we're going to start with a calculator. I'll show you how to set up the calculator. We'll put all of your details in and this will give you a starting point for your calories. The main thing that we'll then do is we'll weigh daily for a week. We'll look at your weekly average and then we'll know whether we need to change these calories. Because even though it's a great starting point, everybody's body is a little bit different, so we may need to alter it. Once you know your number, don't slash your calories, be realistic. The biggest thing I see is people slashing their calories so low that they can only adhere to it for a couple of days and then they quit. The goal is steady fat loss. We're aiming for 0.5 to 1 kilo loss per week. Think of calories as your budget. You don't need to be perfect, just consistent. Right, so now I'll show you how to set up your calories using a calorie calculator. This is the calorie calculator. This is calculator.net. What you need to do is you need to type in your age, select your gender, height, weight, and then select how much activity you're doing for exercise each week. And then all we do is press calculate. This is now going to give you several options. The two that I want you to look at is where it says weight loss, 0.5 kilo per week, and extreme weight loss, 1 kilo per week. I would go smack bang between the middle of these. So for myself, I would go 1700 calories a day to start. I would then weigh myself daily while eating 1700 calories a day. At the end of the 7 days, take a weekly average, see which way this is moving. If I'm losing 0.5 to a kilo a week, we're in a good place. If my weight has stayed exactly the same, you've found your maintenance calories, you need to take 10% off. If we're putting on weight, take 20% off. Now we know how many calories you should be eating, we need to be tracking calories so we know how much we're putting into our bodies. So we track what we eat. This is for awareness and control. You can't manage what you don't measure. There's no point saying that you're not losing weight if you've not tracked any of your food. I will show you how to use it on MyFitnessPal through a screen recording, and I'll show you how to set up your calories and your macros so you're in a perfect position. So I want you to use MyFitnessPal and we're going to track for awareness, not obsession. Don't panic if you go over some days. It's the weekly average that matters. Some days we might be slightly under, some days we might be slightly over. It is the weekly average that matters. So you'll learn portion control and how to eat without guilt. Now I'll show you how to track your food using MyFitnessPal and also set up your calorie and your macro goals correctly. Now I'm going to show you how to set up MyFitnessPal for your desired amount of calories and also how to set up your macros. So after creating an account and logging in, you don't need to go for the premium version, just stick with the free one. You'll have your calorie goal. We want to press this and then it'll take us to this page. And on calories, you'll see that it says goal. Just hit the goal button and then we can type in. So for myself, it's going to be 1700 as from the calculator. All right. And then to set up your macros, so your carbs, your proteins and your fats, I want you to keep this nice and simple. Set up your macros. What I want you to do is 30% carbs, 40% protein, 30% fat. The main one out of all of this is making sure we hit our protein goals so we stay nice and full and we're aiding recovery. Carbs and fats can be interchangeable, but a 30, 40, 30 split is a great place to start. Now, I'll show you how to log food. We want to press diary at the bottom, and then on the diary, we've got a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We press add food. We can then search for the foods. If you have the premium version, you'll have a barcode scanner. If you have an old version of MyFitnessPal like myself, you'll still have it. If you've just downloaded it, you'll not have the barcode scanner. You need to search the food at the top. So I'll demonstrate that. As an example, say I had a bacon and egg sandwich for breakfast. So I'll do this quicker so it doesn't take as long. But what you want to do is you want to search the brand of food that you have and then look for the correct calories. Once you've done this once, it's saved. We're creatures of habit. We normally buy the same food. For instance, if I had 2 pieces of bread that were Hovis and they were medium, 93 calories each, I would then input 2 slices of food into here, just like that. And then we press the little tick, and then that adds it to my food diary. And then we input our bacon. Yet again, you'd make sure that the calories match the ones on the packet. So say I went for this one and we went for 4 slices. We would then add this egg. Eggs are generic, so we can just press the one with the green tick for the size. All right. So egg, 2 eggs. Selected like that, and press tick. So that is my bacon and egg sandwich, and this has been added to breakfast, as you can see. So that's 509 calories taken off from my 1700. Rather than adding foods individually every single time for a whole meal, what you can do, where it says breakfast, if you always have say a bacon and egg sandwich, press the 3 little dots and then we press save meal. This will give you the option to save this under what you want. So we can put bacon and egg sandwich, and then the next time that we have this food, we can then add it, all 3 ingredients at the same time. All right. So now this has been created, and this will be saved to my meals. So the next time that I have this food, it'll be a lot easier. I can press add food. I can press my meals at the top. Bacon and egg sandwich is there. I can press add, and it'll add all the ingredients straight away. So this is amazing if you're going to add a bolognese. Once you've added all the ingredients once and you cook with the same portions, you can then add the whole meal. Training plan. I will provide a simple 3-day training plan to help get you started. So you want to train smart, not constantly. You don't need to be in the gym 6 days a week. You need a plan that fits your life and helps you progress. As mentioned, I'll provide a link for a 3-day plan. This can help get you started. So we want to emphasize resistance training for body composition so we can tone strength. The main thing is, if we're not weight training, we're not going to build any muscle and we're not going to get an aesthetic physique. So we need to do this to make sure we get a decent body composition. And the more muscle we have, the more calories you burn, the more fat you'll lose. If you're newer to weight training, focus on learning form and tracking progress. Don't worry about lifting loads of weights and then getting injured. The main thing is we need to build a solid foundation with a good form and good knowledge of how your muscles work, and then we can build up, start increasing the weights and get stronger each week. Small, consistent effort beats sporadic, all-out sessions. If we can stay consistent with 3 sessions a week for a long period of time, you're going to get very good at these movements. I'll now do a quick run through of the 3-day plan. I'll also provide a link so you can have your own copy. This is a 3-day training program that I'll provide. It'll go through the details, frequently asked questions, and what to expect, how the program design works, your step goal. It also has your 3 sessions. Each of these sessions will have an exercise with an alternative. It'll tell you the amount of sets to do, the amount of reps to do, and the rest. The only thing that's not included is the weight. You need to figure this out. You need to pick a weight that's challenging. So, for example, for the seated row, 3 sets of 12 reps, we need to pick a weight that we can get 3 sets of 12, but we're struggling when we hit the 10 to 12 mark. This is the perfect weight. For each exercise, always do 1 to 2 warm-up sets to make sure that we're ready to lift heavier. There's 3 different days to help you get moving. Any questions, just shoot me a message. If you're training at home, shoot me a DM on Instagram and I can send across a home training program with weights, or I can send across a bodyweight one to help you out. Step goal and movement. This is really important and often overlooked. Move more daily. So NEAT, your non-exercise activity, burns more fat than cardio ever will. Ideally, we should be aiming for 8 to 10k steps per day. I promise you this will be a game changer. You need to look at your current average daily steps and we need to improve this. You can track your steps through your phone, through your watch, Fitbit app. There's loads out there. Have a little look. And we need to be adding movement naturally into your week. So walking after meals to aid digestion, parking further away from the shop, take calls while walking. I have clients that have walking pads at home and they do all of their emails while on the walking pad. This is a game changer. On crazy busy days, even short walks count. Don't aim for perfect, just move. Ideally, 1,000 steps should be taken somewhere from 7 to 10 minutes, depending on how quick you walk. If at the minute you're doing less than 5,000 steps a day, this is an easy win sitting on the table. You can start adding an extra 1,000 steps a day and build this up to the 10,000 mark. I promise you, it will speed up your fat loss results. The main thing to take away from this: success loves speed. The quicker you can react, the quicker you can get moving, the quicker you're going to get results. Start implementing this straight away. So if you're stuck for a training plan, use the 3-day training plan provided. Start nailing your steps. Now, I want you to take 10 minutes to schedule your week. I want you to plan your training days, where you're going to get your extra walks in, what you're doing for meals. I promise you this will make a world of difference. Piss poor planning, piss poor performance. Plan out your week. There's no excuses. Get your non-negotiables done. I would love to hear your biggest takeaway from this guide. Any questions, please just DM me and let's get this 5 kilo off before Christmas.